Each year in southern China alone, over 15 million lion head geese make their way from farm ponds to dinner tables, fueling banquets, street food stalls, and upscale restaurants alike. Hotel buffets in Guangzhou serve trays of succulent roast goose by the hundreds, while family-run eateries carve crispy skinned legs in bulk for festive gatherings. Supermarkets stock chilled packs of goose breast and leg portions by the ton, and e-commerce platforms ship fresh goose cuts coast to coast every day. Beyond meat, foie gras, and rendered goose fat-enriched sauces, and luxury textiles sparkle with down from the same flocks. In this deep dive, discover how Guangdong's massive lion head goose farms orchestrate breeding, feeding, and processing at scale, turning a beloved culinary tradition into a modern agribusiness powerhouse. The lion head goose boasts a history as rich as its name. Native to China's Yangtze River region, this breed earned its moniker from the tufted feathers around its head, evoking the mane of China's revered lion statues. Over centuries, farmers selectively bred these geese for size, temperament, and meat quality. Today, Guangdong's subtropical climate and abundant water sources make it the ideal heartland for large-scale lion head goose farming, continuing a legacy that blends cultural heritage with modern agri-innovation. Lion head geese stand out at first glance. Adults reach 7 to 9 kilograms for males and 6 to 8 kilograms for females, boasting robust bodies, muscular legs, and webbed feet perfect for swimming. Their signature mane of elongated head feathers frames bright eyes and a sturdy orange bill. Plumage ranges from pure white to slate gray, often with darker heads and necks. These characteristics signal both the breed's hardiness and its prized appearance, key factors in both meat and feather markets. Guangdong Province in southern China offers ideal conditions for bulk goose farming. Subtropical temperatures, averaging 20 to 28 degrees Celsius, encourage year-round growth, while monsoon rains fill natural ponds and rivers fed by the Pearl River Delta. Rich paddy field soils yield abundant grains and vegetables, ensuring feed supply. Proximity to major ports in Guangzhou and Shenzhen facilitates rapid export of goose meat and feathers. This strategic location transforms local lion head goose farms into an export powerhouse, supplying domestic markets and international clients alike. Lion head goose farms here typically span 50 to 500 hectares, with distinct zones for breeding, rearing, and processing. Family-run operations often coexist with corporate agribusinesses. Traditional earthen ponds, lined by bamboo scaffolding, provide swimming areas vital for goose health and muscle development. Surrounding paddy fields grow maize, sorghum, and leafy greens for feed. Modern barns, equipped with automated feeders and climate controls, house young goslings until they reach semi-wild paddock age. GPS tracking and IoT sensors monitor water levels, temperatures, and feed consumption, melding rural wisdom with Industry 4.0. Breeding centers maintain genetic diversity and vigor. Farmers select top-performing parents based on weight gain, feather quality, and disease resistance. Eggs, laid at a rate of 30 to 40 per season per bird, collect in shaded nesting pens. Dedicated hatcheries incubate eggs at 37.5 degrees Celsius and 55 to 60% humidity, rotating them hourly to ensure uniform development. After 28 days, fluffy goslings emerge, ready for initial health checks. Vaccinations against avian influenza and Newcastle disease begin on day 1, ensuring high survival rates and consistent flock quality. Nutrition drives rapid, uniform growth. From day 1 to week 4, goslings receive high-protein mash, 22 to 24% protein, fortified with vitamins A, D, E, and trace minerals. Weeks 5 to 8 transition to a grower diet with 18 to 20% protein, balanced calcium, and phosphorus levels to support bone strength. From week 9 onward, a finisher ration of 16 to 18% protein encourages fat marbling and tender meat. Organic leafy forages, spinach, water spinach, and pea vines supplement cereal grains, enhancing flavor and reducing feed costs by up to 20%. Feeders equipped with sensors ensure fresh rations 24/7, minimizing waste. Swimming is crucial for lion head geese. It strengthens breast muscles and prevents leg disorders. Farms maintain clear ponds with gentle aeration and natural filtration by aquatic plants, water hyacinth, duckweed. Shorelines have gradual slopes for easy entry and exit. Automated water quality monitors track pH 6.5 to 7.5, dissolved oxygen above 5 milligrams per liter, and temperature 18 to 25 degrees Celsius. Plentiful water access also enables geese to preen, spreading oils that waterproof feathers and control parasites. Beyond ponds, shaded rest areas with bamboo shelters protect flocks from heat stress during hot Guangdong summers. Large-scale operations require rigorous disease control. Foot dip stations at barn entrances, ultraviolet disinfection pads for vehicles, and one-way routes minimize pathogen introduction. Veterinary teams conduct weekly flock inspections, monitoring weight, behavior, and cloacal swabs for bacterial counts. Metaphylactic treatments control coccidiosis and bacterial infections, while probiotics in drinking water boost gut health. In case of an outbreak, quarantine zones isolate symptomatic birds, and trace and cull protocols prevent spread. Such measures yield mortality rates below 2%, safeguarding both productivity and public health. Lion head geese reach market weight 5 to 6 kilograms in 12 to 14 weeks under optimized regimes. Early weeks focus on rapid muscle fiber development. Middle weeks build skeletal strength. Final weeks prioritize fat marbling for flavor. Weekly ultrasounds measure breast muscle thickness and subcutaneous fat depth, guiding feed adjustments. Farmers aim for even weight distribution within 0.5 kilograms across the flock, ensuring uniform processing and packing. This precision reduces trimming losses and maximizes carcass yields, often exceeding 75% of live weight. When geese hit target weight, low-stress methods guide them to stunning and slaughter facilities on site or at nearby abattoirs. Stunning via controlled atmosphere ensures humane handling. Bleeding, scalding at 60 to 65 degrees Celsius, and defeathering remove plumage with minimal damage. Carcasses then chill at 2 to 4 degrees Celsius for 12 to 24 hours, completing rigor mortis. Automated evisceration lines separate breast, leg, and wing cuts, while expertly trained butchers hand-trim prime sections for roast or specialty products. Offcuts, neck, giblets, and frames enter secondary processing for broth, sausages, or pet food, driving zero-waste efficiency. Lion head goose meat is prized for its rich flavor, tender texture, and lean profile. Breast roasts, deep red and succulent, command gourmet prices. Legs braise into tender confit, while wings add depth to broths. Ground goose blends with pork or beef for nuanced sausages and meatballs. In Cantonese cuisine, roast goose, marinated with 5-spice and honey, is a festive centerpiece. Goose fat renders into high smoke point cooking oil, cherished for stir-fries. By controlling feed and environment, farmers ensure consistent fat ratio, 10 to 12%, and pH, 5.8 to 6.2. Key metrics for mouthfeel and shelf life. Beyond meat, Lion Head Goose farms harvest high-quality feathers and down. Post-processing feathers undergo steam sterilization, drying, and grading by loft and softness. The finest down fills luxury quilts and jackets, while coarser feathers become upholstery and artisanal crafts. Feather meal, rich in nitrogen, finishes compost blends for partner vegetable farms. By marketing feathers to textile mills in Shanghai and export customers in Europe, farms increase revenue streams by up to 15%, exemplifying circular agriculture and full resource utilization. After portioning, meat cuts move to automated packaging lines. Multi-layer vacuum packs extend shelf life to 21 to 28 days under 0 to 2 degrees Celsius storage. Retail clamshells with micro-perforated lids allow oxygen exchange, preserving color and texture for 10 to 14 days. For export, bulk goose boxes, 20-kilogram corrugated cartons, follow IATA protocols for chilled cargo, reaching overseas markets within 5 to 7 days. GPS-tracked reefer containers maintain 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, while blockchain-enabled shipping manifests guarantee provenance for traceability and food safety compliance. Lion Head Goose farms in Guangdong lead in eco-agriculture. Biogas units convert manure into methane for heating hatcheries. Solar panels on barn roofs generate 30% of electricity, powering LED lighting and water pumps. Precision drip irrigation cuts water use by 40% compared to flood methods. Partnership with local rice farms recycles goose manure as organic fertilizer, boosting rice yields by 10% and reducing synthetic nitrogen fertilizer use. Green certifications, China's CSA and global ASC, validate sustainable practices, attracting premium markets and eco-conscious consumers. Bulk goose farming transforms rural livelihoods. Each 100-hectare farm employs 200 to 300 workers, breeders, hatchery staff, husbandry technicians, and processing operators. Seasonal labor peaks during hatch and harvest, drawing local youth and migrants for stable wages and skill development. Cooperative models pool smallholder resources, sharing hatcheries, feed mills, and marketing channels, stabilizing incomes and guaranteeing fair prices. Educational programs with agricultural universities train new professionals, ensuring long-term industry growth. Profits fund village infrastructure, schools, clinics, and roads, tying commercial success to community well-being. The future of bulk goose farming points toward further automation and genetic improvement. CRISPR-based research targets enhanced feed conversion ratios and disease resistance, potentially reducing grow-out time to 10 weeks. AI-driven drone monitoring maps flock behavior in real time, predicting feeding needs and detecting early signs of illness. Robotics in hatcheries promise 24/7 egg candling and automated chick sorting. Meanwhile, emerging markets in Europe and the Middle East show rising demand for specialty goose products, driving export partnerships and niche branding opportunities. From the whispering bamboo groves of Guangdong to high-tech barns and bustling processing lines, bulk Lion Head goose farming exemplifies the art of marrying tradition with innovation. Every step, breeding, feeding, healthcare, harvesting, and byproduct utilization, reflects a commitment to quality, sustainability, and community. As millions of geese journey from pond to plate, they carry the heritage of Chinese agriculture forward, delighting diners and sustaining livelihoods across rural China and beyond. Bulk goose farming stands not just as an industry, but as a testament to human ingenuity harnessing nature's grace. And it all begins with the regal Lion Head goose.
Have you ever taken a bite of a KFC crispy tender and wondered, how do they get that perfect crunch? Or, what's the story behind the juicy, flavorful chicken inside that iconic golden coating? Well, you're about to find out Welcome to the fascinating world of KFC's crispy tenders. Today, we're stepping inside a modern factory to explore how these mouth-watering tenders are created. From the initial stages of selecting the best chicken cuts to the final crispy finish that's become a worldwide favorite. Consider this your VIP pass into a behind-the-scenes journey that many people never get to see. We'll walk through everything: the high-quality sourcing standards, the precise seasoning blends, the specialized equipment designed to handle massive quantities of chicken, and the rigorous quality checks that ensure you get a safe, delicious meal every single time. If you've ever been curious about what it takes to transform raw chicken into the crispy tenders you've come to love, stick around. We'll reveal the step-by-step process, all the little secrets along the way, and the technology that helps make it happen. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new appreciation for the crispy tenders in your KFC meal. Whether you're a devoted fan of that crispy coating, or you simply love learning how the food industry works, trust me, you're in for something special. Now, let's head inside the factory and see how the magic happens, one tender at a time. Before we dive into the actual process of making crispy tenders, let's take a moment to appreciate the scale and precision involved. This factory is specifically equipped to handle massive daily outputs of chicken, meeting the ever-growing demand from KFC restaurants around the globe. From the outside, it might just look like a large industrial complex, but step indoors, and you'll see a finely tuned operation that combines cutting-edge technology with human expertise. Lines of automated conveyor belts move raw chicken from one station to another. Workers meticulously inspect each batch for quality, and heavy-duty machinery mixes and applies that signature seasoning blend, ensuring every single tender has the same irresistible taste and texture. Every step of this factory's layout is carefully planned to maintain cleanliness, safety, and efficiency. For example, raw and cooked products are strictly segregated to prevent cross-contamination. You'll also notice bright-colored lines on the floor. These lines guide employees on safe walkways and mark zones for different stages of production, so everyone knows exactly where to go and what to handle at each station. One unique feature here is the advanced air filtration system. Giant ventilation units help regulate temperature, humidity, and overall air quality, which is critical for preserving freshness in a food manufacturing environment. And then there's the integrated tracking system, where each shipment of chicken is documented from the moment it arrives at the loading dock until it leaves as ready-to-cook crispy tenders for KFC restaurants. In short, this isn't just any ordinary assembly line. It's a methodical, fast-paced, and strictly managed environment that helps KFC deliver the quality you expect every time you order crispy tenders. Let's move on to see how the raw chicken comes in and begins its transformation. The journey to a perfect KFC crispy tender starts long before the chicken even arrives at this factory. KFC maintains partnerships with reputable poultry suppliers who follow strict guidelines for animal welfare, feed quality, and overall farming practices. By the time the chicken reaches this production line, it's already been through numerous checks to ensure it meets KFC's high standards. Once the trucks arrive here, the crates of chicken are unloaded and moved to a temperature-controlled receiving area. This is a critical step. The factory staff need to confirm the chicken's internal temperature is within a safe range. Anything that doesn't meet these standards is immediately flagged and set aside for further inspection. To ensure transparency and traceability, each shipment has digital records detailing where the chicken came from, when it was processed, and how it was handled. This digital tracking system is crucial. Not only does it help keep the factory organized, but it also means that if any quality issue ever arises, the exact batch can be quickly identified and isolated. From there, an on-site quality control team takes samples from random crates to check everything from appearance and smell to microbial tests. These tests detect any signs of contamination or spoilage. Only when these inspections confirm the chicken is safe and fresh do we move on to the next step. Think of this receiving phase like the bouncer at an exclusive club. If the chicken doesn't meet the criteria, it doesn't get in. Quality starts the moment the truck doors open, setting the stage for creating that delicious, crispy tender you know and love. Now that we know our chicken has passed muster, let's follow it into the processing area to see how it's prepped. After getting the green light at the receiving station, the chicken heads into what's known as the butchering and trimming area. In many factories supplying KFC, this step may be partially done at the poultry supplier, but final trimming and sizing often happen right here to ensure the pieces meet exact specifications for crispy tenders. The first step involves removing any excess fat, cartilage, or bone fragments that aren't consistent with those perfect strips we all expect. Some factories use automated cutting machines programmed with laser guides and sensors to make highly precise cuts. Others rely on skilled workers, wielding specialized knives, who quickly trim the chicken by hand. In most modern facilities, it's actually a blend of both. A machine does the initial sizing, and workers fine-tune the final shape. This team operates in a high-speed environment, but each person is trained to recognize the characteristics of quality chicken. Is the color off? Does the texture look unusual? If there's anything questionable, it gets pulled from the line. This human element of vigilance is an important layer on top of all the digital and mechanical systems. From there, the trimmed chicken pieces are washed thoroughly in cold, potable water. This rinse removes any stray pieces or potential contaminants, ensuring the tenders are as clean as possible before moving on. The pieces are then placed on a conveyor belt, ready to be whisked away to the next stage: marination. Take a moment to appreciate the work that goes into this. Every time you pick up a KFC crispy tender, there's been a whole team working to ensure it's the right size, shape, and quality. And yes, while automation is amazing, it's the attentive eyes and hands of skilled workers that make all the difference in delivering top-notch tenders. This next step is where the signature taste really begins to develop: marination. While KFC's exact recipe is famously proprietary, the general principle remains the same. This stage infuses the chicken with flavor from the inside out, ensuring each bite is juicy and well-seasoned. In large tumbling machines, think of them like giant rotating drums, the trimmed chicken pieces are combined with a special blend of brine and seasonings. The marinade typically contains salt, water, and an assortment of spices that help break down the proteins and enhance the natural juiciness of the meat. These tumblers rotate gently, causing the marinade to penetrate deep into the chicken tissue. The amount of time the chicken spends in these tumblers can vary, but it's usually carefully calculated to achieve maximum flavor absorption without over-marinating. Too little time and the taste won't stick. Too long and the texture could turn mushy. Precision is key. Operators closely monitor temperature, rotation speed, and marinade volume. Everything is recorded in real time. If something's off, say the temperature dips below the target range, an alarm notifies the team, and they pause production to troubleshoot. As the drums spin, small digital sensors track how many rotations have occurred, ensuring consistency across batches. This consistency is one of the main reasons why the KFC crispy tender you buy in one city tastes the same as one across the country. From one batch to the next, the process is standardized down to the last detail. After marination, the chicken pieces are allowed a brief resting period for the flavors to settle. Then it's on to a quick inspection, where trained employees verify the chicken has the right coloration and moisture content. Now that the tenders are fully seasoned inside, they're ready for the signature KFC breading that gives them their iconic crunch. This is the part you've probably seen hinted at in countless TV commercials: the breading station, where the magic crispy coating comes to life. In most KFC supplier factories, this involves a combination of automated equipment and the skilled hands of workers who understand precisely how to achieve that coveted texture. Here, the marinated chicken pieces move along a conveyor belt toward large stainless steel stations filled with a specially formulated flour-based breading mix. While KFC keeps the exact mix of herbs and spices under lock and key, we do know it typically includes flour, salt, pepper, and other flavorings that contribute to that trademark taste. In some production lines, workers pick up each piece of chicken, dip it into water or a light batter, and then dredge it through the flour mixture. This ensures every inch is evenly coated. In more advanced automated lines, the marinated chicken might pass through a cascading curtain of breading, followed by a gentle shake or air blast system that removes excess flour. The aim is uniform coverage. Too much breading can create clumps while too little leaves bare spots. Striking that perfect balance is what yields the consistent crunch you find in every tender. Depending on the factory's capacity and technology level, you might see a second dip in a liquid solution, sometimes called a pre-dip, to help the breading adhere better. Then it's back into a dry coating before the tenders move on. Throughout this process, workers and automated sensors keep an eye on the breading station to ensure it stays clean, remains at the right temperature, and doesn't get soggy. When you bite into a crispy tender and hear that satisfying crunch, you're experiencing the culmination of careful breading, the right blend of seasonings, and a precise application process that never skips a beat. Next up, these tenders take a spin through the frying or par frying station. Once the chicken has been beautifully coated in that signature breading, it's time to turn up the heat, literally. Many KFC suppliers use large industrial fryers to par fry the tenders. Par frying, or partial frying, is a technique where the chicken is fried just enough to set the breading and develop that initial crispy layer. It's then cooled, often frozen, and shipped to KFC restaurants where it's fried again right before being served. The reason for this two-step frying process is twofold: consistency and efficiency. By partially frying the tenders at the factory, the breading is secured and the flavor is locked in. Then, when you order your meal, the local KFC kitchen can give them a final fry to that perfect golden hue, ensuring they're fresh, hot, and extra crispy. In the factory, these industrial fryers are massive, often capable of handling thousands of tenders per hour. The oil temperature is meticulously controlled, usually hovering around 320 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 160 to 177 degrees Celsius. Operators keep a close eye on the flow rate of oil, the speed of the conveyor belt, and the internal temperature of the chicken to make sure each piece is cooked uniformly. As the tenders exit the fryer, they glide onto a drip-off conveyor that lets any excess oil drain away. Workers or automated cameras check for color consistency. There's a specific shade of golden brown that signals the breading has reached that sweet spot. If any batch is underfried or overfried, it's removed from the line for further inspection. This step is a testament to the synergy between technology and human oversight. Computers track time and temperature with pinpoint accuracy, but a final look from trained staff ensures no tender is too dark or too pale. After par frying, the tenders move to the cooling phase, getting them ready for packaging and distribution. Fresh out of the fryer, those crispy tenders still hold a lot of heat. If they were simply packed up in that hot state, the moisture trapped inside would soften the crust, reducing their crispiness. That's where the cooling phase comes in. In many factories, the tenders first travel along a conveyor belt through a specialized cooling tunnel. This tunnel uses a controlled flow of cool air to bring down the product's temperature quickly but gently. Think of it like a giant air-conditioned hallway designed specifically for chicken. The goal is to reach a specific temperature range that halts any residual cooking and stabilizes the coating. After passing through the cooling tunnel, the tenders typically move toward a flash freezing unit, commonly known as an IQF, individually quick frozen system, if that's the protocol for the specific supply chain. By rapidly freezing each tender, they're preserved at peak quality. This process locks in the flavor, texture, and moisture so that when the tenders are reheated in KFC restaurants, they come out tasting fresh and delicious. It's a surprisingly delicate operation. If the tenders freeze too slowly, large ice crystals can form within the meat, potentially damaging the texture. Freeze them too fast or to an incorrect temperature, and you run the risk of altering flavor or consistency. So each second in these cooling and freezing zones is carefully timed. Sensors track the temperature of the air, the belt speed, and even the core temperature of the chicken. Operators watch for any variation that might affect quality. Once they're perfectly cooled or frozen, depending on the supply chain requirements, these tenders are ready for the next phase. Most often that means packaging and labeling, preparing them for their journey to KFC restaurants. Let's see how they bundle these goodies for transport. With the crispy tenders now cooled or flash frozen, the factory's focus shifts to packaging. an essential step for protecting product quality and maintaining traceability. While the packaging design can vary, the common goal is to seal out contaminants, lock in freshness, and provide clear information about batch numbers and best by dates. Depending on the client's needs, the tenders might be packed in bulk bags, vacuum-sealed pouches, or large corrugated boxes. High-speed packaging machines can fill, seal, and label hundreds of packages per minute. In many facilities, you'll see a combination of manual labor and automated robotics. Machines place the tenders into bags with astonishing precision, while workers finalize box counts and stack the boxes onto pallets. This is also where labeling becomes crucial. Each package or box typically features a scannable barcode, a production date, and a batch number. This system ensures complete traceability. If an issue ever arises, say a packaging defect or a recall, the specific batch can be identified and pulled from distribution swiftly. Amidst these automated lines, there's a continuous stream of inspections. Workers check seal integrity on the bags, confirm that boxes are closed properly, and scan the printed labels to verify they match the right batch. Another set of quality control checks might even weigh random packages to ensure customers get exactly what they pay for. Once the tenders are securely packaged, they're palletized, stacked onto wooden or plastic pallets, and shrink-wrapped for shipping. Large forklifts then ferry these pallets into temperature-controlled storage areas or directly into refrigerated trucks, depending on demand and distribution schedules. And with that, the tenders are officially on their way to the next phase, heading out to KFC restaurants around the world. While packaging might seem like the final step in a busy production line, there's still a critical component at work here: rigorous quality control and testing. You see, the quest for perfect crispy tenders doesn't end once the boxes are sealed. In a dedicated on-site lab or testing area, additional samples from each batch are examined to ensure they meet KFC's stringent standards. These checks go beyond just looking at color and texture. Technicians might measure internal temperatures, test for microbial content, and even cook some sample tenders to evaluate flavor and mouthfeel. It's a science-driven process that uses specialized equipment, including incubators and bacterial testing kits, to confirm the product is free from harmful pathogens. If a sample fails any one of these tests, say the marinade percentage is off, or there's an indication of bacterial contamination, the entire batch can be held back. This might sound extreme, but it's a fundamental part of ensuring the safety and reliability of the product you find at your local KFC. From the time the chicken arrives at the factory to the moment it leaves, numerous checkpoints exist so that any potential issues can be caught and addressed promptly. These labs also keep track of consumer feedback data and run routine taste panels to align the final product with KFC's iconic flavor profile. Sometimes they'll conduct shelf life studies, checking how tenders hold up over time in storage. This continuous testing loop feeds back into the production process, inspiring tweaks in marination times, breading formulations, or frying temperatures to ensure improvement and consistency. This unwavering commitment to quality is why when you order a batch of crispy tenders, you can trust that the flavors are on point and that each piece is cooked safely. It's a constant balancing act of art, science, and attention to detail. With all the rigorous steps completed, sourcing, marination, breading, par frying, cooling, packaging, and final quality checks, it's time for these tenders to hit the road. Fleet after fleet of refrigerated trucks loads up, ensuring the product stays at a safe temperature throughout its journey. Whether the destination is a regional distribution center or directly to local KFC restaurants, maintaining the cold chain is a top priority. Each truck is fitted with temperature monitoring devices. Real-time data gets sent back to logistics teams, alerting them if any unexpected fluctuations occur. Why is this so important? Because temperature stability is key to preventing bacterial growth and preserving the flavor you expect when you bite into a KFC crispy tender. A short mishap in the cold chain can compromise quality, so everything is tracked meticulously. When the shipment arrives at a KFC restaurant, the staff inspects the boxes upon arrival, scanning barcodes to match the delivery to their orders, confirming none of the packaging is damaged, and verifying that the interior temperature of the truck remained within the safe range. If everything checks out, those sealed packages of tenders go straight into the restaurant's freezers or refrigerators, depending on whether they're fully frozen or partially frozen. It might be another day or two before your local KFC actually dips them in a fryer to give them that final fresh crunch. The par frying at the factory means they're already partially cooked, so that second fry at the restaurant is designed to finish them off perfectly. That's why when you place an order, the staff can quickly serve up a piping hot, crispy tender, golden, juicy, and just the right amount of crunchy. This smooth handoff from factory to restaurant ensures that the hard work behind the scenes translates into the exact taste KFC customers have come to crave. So there you have it, an in-depth look at how KFC crispy tenders make their journey from raw chicken to the delicious meal on your plate. From the moment those chickens are sourced under strict guidelines for quality and welfare, to the point where you bite into that crunchy, savory goodness, the entire process is about precision, safety, and, of course, flavor. It's easy to take for granted how much work goes into something as simple as a chicken tender. But when you stop and think about the technology, the human expertise, and the multiple checkpoints along the way, it becomes clear that every tender is part of a larger story. It's a story of modern food production, blending traditional culinary practices, like marination and breading, with state-of-the-art automation and scientific testing.
And tunnel ovens. Factories focus on consistency for each batch, whether it's a million croissants or donuts by the truckload. As consumer preferences shift toward healthier, sustainable, or unique offerings, industrial pastry lines innovate rapidly. They refine machinery, explore new recipes, and adopt environmentally conscious methods. The result is a global network of production that provides fresh, flavorful pastries to countless people every day. Next time you enjoy a store-bought croissant or donut, remember the precise, behind-the-scenes orchestration that transformed simple ingredients into a sweet or savory delight. This synergy of tradition and technology ensures that pastries remain a universally accessible treat, ready to bring a touch of indulgence to our busy world.